spring ball continues tonight. BYU's going to practice. Jacob Conover's the new guy, highly sought after quarterback. Wants a starting job. I recently spoke with him on the Deseret First Credit Union hotline. All right, Jacob, are you having fun, man? I know you've always wanted to go to BYU, and you were here in the fall, but now it's spring ball. It's a new season. You're competing for the quarterback spot. How's life?
Life is a dream. I'm having a blast every day. I get to wake up, do what I love every single day. I mean, I can't complain.
How old were you when you thought, I really want to play quarterback at BYU?
Ooh, probably third grade.
Third grade. Who's the quarterback when you're in third grade at BYU?
Oh, man. Third and fourth grade. Growing up, I remember the first quarterback watching. I remember watching John Beck and then really watching Max Hall. That's who I really liked watching.
Listen, you could be the next Valley of the Sun guy, right? At BYU, there's a tradition there.
Hey, I mean, that's pretty cool. I remember a funny story with Max Hall. When I committed, I saw him at a 7-on-7 tournament, and he just said, "Welcome to the family." And so that was pretty cool.
That is awesome. Yeah. There's sort of this quarterback fraternity, right? Have you already had conversations with former guys now that you are a quarterback at BYU?
Yeah. I made contact with Tanner Mangum and Taysom Hill, and then during the Elite 11 process, I was reaching out to Steve Young and just starting to build those connections.
Once you get Jim McMahon involved, then it's like the peak, right?
I know, right?
And Ty, and Ty's coaching now in Arizona, which is cool, with Max and Dennis and those guys. So that's awesome, man. Okay, so tell everybody who doesn't know the story of, the pandemic happens. A lot of missionaries come home. They have the chance to go back or not. It depends on different situations. You had a chance to enroll at BYU, but as a walk-on, and you chose that. Why did you choose that?
It was a pretty unique story. I mean, just working one day, get a call from Coach Grimes asking if I could come up. And this is granted 2 days before school started. And looking at the pros and cons, I mean, there weren't many cons. And my dad and I were like, let's do this. Like, why not go now? Like, what's there to lose? And obviously the financial part was a question, being a walk-on, but with the resources and family I had, they were able to back me up. And, that next day we drove up, got to school on Monday, enrolled in classes, and boom, I was officially a BYU student.
Maybe you're the first 4-star walk-on in BYU history. You're on Scully now, which is great. But so you're the practice squad guy, which, let's be honest, Max Hall, when he transferred, he wasn't eligible to play right away. He was the scout squad guy. So there's sort of this connection there as well. On Tuesday nights, Kalani Sitake would come over for the coaches show, and it felt like almost every week he was saying, geez, Jacob just torched the defense. What was that experience like going up against what became a top 5 defense in college football?
I took it really personally. I had a job and I had to fulfill it. And working with those scout guys, it was our job to make the defense look bad, to give them the best look. So on Saturdays, there was no drop off. That it was almost like just playing against us during the week. And it was so awesome, like getting reps of going against the first team defense every single day. It was a great way just to get my arm back in shape and just to get back into the speed of things.
Do you feel like you're back in shape, or is there still some work to do physically?
Right now, I feel like I'm in the best shape I've ever been in. And I still feel like there's about 10% left arm strength. I'm still trying to find a little more. But right now I feel great.
Remind me where you went on your mission.
I was in Paraguay, down South America.
How was that, man?
It was remarkable. Some of the hardest experiences I've ever been through, but for the time I was there, I knew I had to be there.
Did you take a football, and did you have someone you could play catch with?
I did. I took a couple footballs. My trainer, funny story, was a running back, and he was ending his mission with me, and he wanted to play football again. And so he actually went home, lived with my dad for a little bit, started training, went on a few recruiting trips, actually came up here to BYU. But yeah, it was pretty awesome. So I had a few companions who would throw the rock with me.
So you get to the field and your trainer is a running back. You're like, this is perfect, right?
My mission president's like, all right, come here. Look at his highlights. He pulled up his highlights and showed me. I was like, that's pretty cool.
You're like, this was a very inspired companionship. Absolutely. Yeah, that's awesome. We're talking with Jacob Conover on BYU Sports Nation. So you get the perfect situation. You get to be able to kind of watch a couple of experienced guys go through it. And little do we know when the season starts, Zach Wilson's going to be a top 5 quarterback. Like, this ascension was fun to watch. What was it like for you to be in the room with him and learn from him and hope that you can do the same at BYU?
Yeah, I'll even take it back a little further. I mean, I grew up going to camps with him at BYU and Utah and other different camps, so we knew each other. And to see his progression, not only physically but mentally as a person, as a player, was super cool to watch. And then to finally be in the QB room with him his last year, it really showed that, you know, this guy's special. And it showed me, like, on the mental side of things and what it's going to take to be a first-round draft pick or to go play in the NFL and to fulfill those dreams. It was definitely a blessing and a miracle.
And remind me, are you the same signing class, 17?
I was 19.
You were 19, but I guess, yeah, Mission and okay. So, but you had known him because he was a little older or whatever. Okay,
yep.
Gotcha. So when you first met him, he's not even close to coming to BYU, right?
No, he was a Corner Canyon kid. Already committed to Boise State, ready to rock and roll. And I was at camps with him, and we, you know, butt heads a little bit, playing, you know, competition, of course, as quarterbacks should. And yeah, we started building our relationship.
That's fun because, yeah, it started differently. He started as sort of this big-time Ute fan, and little did you know he'd be one of the greatest BYU quarterbacks ever. And now you're in the mix. Okay, so tell people, you've talked about it, like your dad graduates from BYU. He's got you in his arms, like you've always wanted to be a Coug. Yet you explored, as you should have, what was out there. Did Alabama offer you a scholarship? Like you were in Nick Saban's office or something? What's the story there?
Yeah, they called while I was at football camp, and they asked if I could come out and throw. And so my dad and I, you know, found out, yeah, why not? Let's go out. So we kind of made a Midwest tour and ended up in the South and went through for Nick Saban. And we just sat down and talked to him in his office, and he offered me a scholarship.
And you told Nick Saban no eventually. Like, hardly anyone does that, dude.
Yeah, it was, I mean, in the moment, it was like, whoa, I didn't expect it. It was pretty crazy. And then, you know, stepping back, you just got to realize what you need in your life and what's the most important thing and things that are going to help you succeed.
And now you're at BYU in the midst of a quarterback competition, which, you know, it's, Jacob, it's bigger than the actual games, actually, BYU fans, in my opinion. Like, a quarterback competition is the most compelling thing for a daily talk show as well for us, which is just amazing. What is this experience like, and how are you guys getting better as a group?
It's a unique experience. I really like it. This was the same thing my sophomore year in high school. I had to compete against 2 upperclassmen. And just now transitioning into the college level, it's been awesome to see the knowledge from Jaron and Baylor and Soldier and all the other quarterbacks and what they have to offer. And it's just been almost a mutual competition because we're learning from one another, we're growing, and we're also shining, which has been awesome. And we're all trying to obviously be the guy, be the starter. But right now it's about building the chemistry with one another and also showing out every day.
And in high school, yeah, that was the thing. You played for a lot of, what were you, a 3.5 year starter or something?
Yeah.
So in this situation, I imagine you're like, I want to play. I want to be the starter. I want to start against Arizona in Vegas, the school. I'm from Arizona, the whole thing. Yet in the BYU Pantheon, it took, you know, the great quarterbacks. They didn't start early. But if you start early, you sort of get a head start there. Even Zach Wilson, I guess, came in midway through his freshman year or whatever. But do you feel like, and Aaron Roddick has said, you have every chance to win the starting job despite the fact you're a freshman?
I really love Coach A-Rod and his philosophy. You know, obviously it's going to be the best one who plays. And right now we all have seasons under our belt, a couple years under this offense. And I feel like there's veterans competing for the starting job. Like there's no rookies anymore. Everyone has almost the same level of knowledge. Obviously Jaron and Baylor have experience in games actually, and that's what separates us. But I really feel like it's a fair playing field right now.
And that's great because it's going to be fun. And, you know, right now, if you throw any of the 3 of you in there, I'm like, all right, let's go, man, which is a great feeling in that quarterback room. Okay, well, Jacob, I imagine we'll talk a lot more in the future. I have a million more questions, but you probably got to go. So thanks for the time, and we'll catch up later.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.